know, you know how men are with women. Like they find something that they don't like, and then they're done with them. You know what I mean? It's like it could be one thing that's like, I just can't deal with that. So
It's a
they
deal breaker.
they promised you this, that, and the other. They're like, oh, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, and then all of a sudden you do one thing.
It's a deal breaker.
It's
Everybody
a
has deal breakers. Everybody has deal breakers.
You understand what I'm saying?
We got the
So
master BGS.
The thing is, you got to. The thing is, when you talk about you talked about trust issues. You had them for a long time. The thing is, where did they start? They didn't start with the first guy. If you're going through people's phones and stuff like that, you had trust issues from a long time. Whether you got it from looking at your girlfriends, or you got it from seeing what your mother went through, childhood. You've had it for a long time. The thing is, if you said you never gave him trust, really, you actually lying. You really wouldn't give him trust. Because you can't give him something that you don't have. Because how do you find out he was cheating?
This is, again, I found it. You want to know the truth?
Yes.
Y'all want to know the truth, don't you?
Yes.
Okay.
You went through his
I'm
phone.
gonna be transparent. You know why? Because it may help someone. Okay, y'all ready for this one?
Guys act like they don't have trust issues. They have trust issues too.
They do.
Yeah, but the thing is to be honest
Okay,
about them.
I'm
The thing is to be honest about them. It's not
gonna be
men have them
honest
too, but be
how-
honest about
This
them.
is how I didn't go through his phone.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't trip. He was saying to me, "We good. We good. We together. I love you. We're together." And I said, "Okay." He said, I'm just staying home. I'm just chilling by myself tonight. I said, "Okay." And I went to sleep. I woke up about 3 o'clock in the morning. I said, "That man ain't by himself." Went to his house and he was not by himself.
Mm-hmm.
So you woke up.
Oh, so was he at home by himself? I mean, was he at home?
he
Was he
home.
was he with you?
No, he was not.
So why'd you get up 3 o'clock in the morning and go find out?
Because
something told her to get up.
Women's intuition.
Yes.
Movement.
So you didn't trust him.
As a no.
You didn't trust him.
No trust.
There's no trust. That's not trust. You didn't trust him.
Something made you get up and go over there.
Yes.
Your gut feelings
It ain't
are
much that
usually
don't make
true.
me get out of my
I can tell
bed.
you why.
I know.
Because
I ain't getting out of my $2,000 king size bed. You got me messed up.
No, woman's intuition.
Mhm.
Gotta follow it. Bottom
You
line.
have a woman on both sides.
You never trusted that man.
No,
Ain't no such
something
thing.
did not
Ain't no
seem
such
right.
thing.
You never trusted that man.
No, that's not true.
That's true.
Something did not
That is
seem
not
right.
true.
That is
That's
not
what
true.
I'm
It is
speaking.
true.
His
We
He
don't
was
movement.
doing something that made her untrusting. Did not
No, I
trust
don't
him.
even think
And
so. I
that
don't.
it was just
And that's why
weird.
I
Women's intuition.
Just because you try something
thing.
different doesn't
No
mean
such
that the
thing as
trust
women's
issues
intuition.
got healed. They didn't get healed. Okay.
No, the truth is, after I found after that situation, that's where my trust was gone. Because I gave him the benefit of the doubt, but when his movement changed, I said something's wrong.
I don't even think you
That's
need a
what made me
movement change. I don't even think you need a movement change to even feel that. Sometimes you feel like you just have an imaginary tap on your shoulder that says, "Pull up, just pull up."
Pull up.
Right there.
Check this
You
out.
don't have
Something's
not
right.
one reason why. Not one reason why.
Because
And
that,
always have to
Get
be
these imaginary taps.
because the tap on the shoulder, the tap on the shoulder means that you don't trust him. That's what it means. That's trust.
Obviously
You don't
doesn't
trust
know
him.
about women's
You never trust
intuition.
him. It doesn't matter. You don't trust him.
It was the movement. It was
You have to act. You have to act upon it. If you
Okay,
act
let me
upon
give
it,
you
means
an
you don't
example.
trust him.
Nope, I'm gonna give
That's
you an
not what it
Can I
means.
give
Yes,
you
it
an example?
does.
I'm
No,
gonna give you
it
a great
doesn't.
example.
Yes, it does.
How many have children?
You can
How
argue
many
all you want.
Too many people talking at one time.
How many people what? Let me say this.
Too
I'm gonna
many
give you
people
some
talking at one
examples.
time.
I'm gonna give you some examples. You have children. You know your children.
Right.
Then you say your children do, and you say, wait a minute, that don't seem, something ain't right with that. Let me check into that.
Something doesn't
And
feel
you go into their room, or you find something that is inappropriate, or you see that they're doing something they have no business doing. That is what I'm saying. That's a woman's intuition. And then Sir Tice, they're gonna have nerve to say, well, why can't you choose the right partner? Listen, I gave him my trust.
No, you didn't.
No,
you didn't. You just changed the habit so that you wanted to see if you could form trust. So you changed up what you normally do. You changed up your habits. That doesn't mean that you trusted him.
You're making up a whole story to support your narrative, okay? And that's not even
No.
It's
not a whole story. No. Everybody has intuition, okay?
No, you're just like the media. You're twisting
everybody
it
has intuition.
Your opinion.
No. If you trusted the guy, 100%, no matter what, if you trusted the guy 100%, no matter what you felt, you would not have got your butt up out of the bed and go and see. You slept through the night.
I have woken up in the middle of the night. I think it was around maybe 2015. I woke up in the middle of the night. I don't know what it was. It said call. Keep calling. Blow up the phone. Blew up the phone. It was a paramedic that was answering. The daggone car was flipped over on 295. Got in a car accident on the way home from the club. No cheating, no nothing. He was in a car accident. I was off the bed to blow up his phone. So it doesn't have to be cheating. It's an intuition, something that you feel that is not right. You have it with your kids, you have it with your sister, you have it with your people that are close to you. It doesn't have to necessarily include trust or distrust.
That's what I'm saying. And then after that, that's when I no longer had trust. So
you cannot begin with.
I did. I trusted him. I did not, because I did change my movements. I did change the things that I used to do. I did not entertain those thoughts. I said, no, we good. I'm taking him at his word. And then, but when I woke up at 3-something in the morning,
you didn't take him at his word.
Something said to me, something
about
ain't right.
Power.
Something ain't right. And I got up and I drove over there. I had a key to his place.
He gave you the key?
Gave me a key to his place.
Did he ride the short bus?
Because you said you trusted him.
The Lord, the Holy Ghost, angels they come
gave you a key. It had this.
Really is. He been faking Jack all this time.
Either you trust the person or you don't.
No, because she gave him the key. He gave her the key, thinking she wasn't going to use it at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Because she said that's right. That's true. Because she said she trusted him 100%. And she didn't.
My trust in the
Lord. But women's intuition is a lot different.
It doesn't matter. No, it's not.
That she trusted him. That wasn't a license for him to.
No, it's not.
To break the trust.
No, it's not.
It wasn't a license for him to
It's not.
play on her trust.
But the thing is,
I gave her my passport. I gave her my key. I got her nice and secure over in this little corner. So now let me go do my dirt, because she should be cool.
Yep.
She should be cool. She said she trusts me. That's right.
And I was.
But you can't say you trust a person and then go back on it and say you trust.
But you can say trust but verify.
Thank you, Anita. Trust
but verify means you don't trust them. Yeah.
No, that don't mean that.
Yes, it does.
No, it don't. Maybe in your book it does.
Yes, it does.
Anita, hold on, one moment. Anita, hold on, one moment. Hold on, one moment. Anita, do you know that axiom trust but verify came from?
No, I don't.
Ronald Reagan, because he didn't trust the Russians.
Yes, that's what it meant.
What? I didn't hear you.
Ronald Reagan, because he didn't trust the Russians.
Yep.
What are you saying?
I did not know this was going on. I was woken up out my sleep.
This happened before.
Nope, that's the first time that ever happened in my life.
So you never caught a man cheating before?
No, that was the first time.
Really?
Absolutely. And I was like, seriously?
But why did you have trust issues to begin with?
From other people, from seeing other relationships, from
told you.
Other failed relationships.
Let me tell you this.
So not from personal experience, though.
So nobody ever cheated on you before? Nobody ever cheated on you before?
I can't say I verified. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, one other person did. I forgot. Yes, they did.
There's the seeds.
Yes, I forgot. There was one more.
Keep going. Come on, keep going.
So when did you start having trust issues? When did you start having trust issues? At what point? When you 15, 20? When you're a little girl? When?
Probably when I was younger, because my boyfriend.
Younger means a lot of things. You could have been 1 year old. When did it start?
I would say, look, it's a therapy session on me. Is this a
You're in the chair. Go ahead. You're on the couch. Lay back.
Don't kick the chair.
Lay back. Lay back. Look, my thing is to be for a person to be honest with themselves. Okay.
It plays back, and I shared this. It plays back to as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Because for one, having abusers. Okay, one, and from people that were married. Way back there. And then when I was like 15, I had a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when he would give me a rose, he gave me a rose, but then he gave all these other girls a rose. And he cheated on me as a
that's where it started. So thank you. That's where it
started before then. But it just trickled throughout life. Different situations where people did was very.
Do you express? I'm just curious. Do you express to people? Yeah, you start dating that you do have trust issues. Do you?
I think I'm transparent about it, and sometimes I do say I have it.
No, do you express it? Not transparent, but do you express it to have a conversation?
Yeah, like, it looks like we're getting pretty serious. This is what you need to know about me.
Yeah.
I was just asking. I didn't have a point to make about it. I just because I think I would if that was my issue.
Yeah, you would need to. Yeah.
I want you to know, and then I'm gonna play that little song by Cardi B. Be careful with me.
But the person knew they knew this much, that they had to come correct or don't come at all. They knew this, and so when they knew,
she told them.
They did the research, and they know. And I'm very transparent. So I'm like, listen, this is because I know me. I trust me. I know what I'm capable of doing. I'm capable of being committed and loyal and trusting and truthful. I'm capable of that. They're not all people are, and so that's what I'm saying.
Most people are.
That's why for me, I would say it up front, and then they say, you know what? I know I'm gonna earn your trust, and I say, okay. And this is what happened. So after that, it's been hard for me to say I trust anybody.
Now this is just an opinion, but in my opinion, if you have this in the back of your mind, it's going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy.
No matter what.
Until you let go of it for real.
Right.
And are ready to trust.
Amen.
Right. And I say that, like, because there's others that want me to indulge in another, maybe a potential relationship, and I'm like, I'm not ready. I'm honest. I'm not ready. I'm still healing. And I'm very honest about it.
Whenever you ever, since you said you started when like earlier than that, but right around 15 years old, whenever you ever really tried to heal your trust issues?
I think with every situation I try. With every situation.
Really?
I tried.
There's a difference in trying and really knowing what it takes to try to rebuild that.
Right.
So if she's trying, that's a conscious effort to try. But if she honestly doesn't know how to do that, then that's another thing. And most of us don't know that.
And that's
because it's actually letting go. And it's not necessarily an easy thing to do, but it's actually letting go. It's letting go of the fear. It's letting go of the fear.
It's also seeking help from outside.
Yeah,
outside source of help.
That could help.
Which is what, again, in the Black community, we refuse to do because we hate for people to think that something's wrong with us. Our families don't want to be embarrassed. We have all these, stereotypes about seeking help as being some kind of way of embarrassment to ourselves and our family. So we don't go out and we seek help to help us to overcome, especially tragedies like this, where we don't, like she said earlier, we don't know how to overcome it by ourselves or how to get through it by ourselves. So we kind of bury it inside until we meet that next person, and then they do something to trigger it, and it comes back out again.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is the key thing with tragedies and traumas that happen as adults. We don't really overcome it because we're still human beings. What we learn to do is how to navigate in a healthy way that will be able to maintain a productive life.
Right.
So what happens with that is being able to get to the root of why that is there. Why is it there? And try to navigate to not let it continue to grow. So it's almost like reflecting back to the reality of why it happened. Now I got to get to a state of mind of recovery from what happened versus me being in the state of being victimized from all of the happenings.
Right.
So now you got to regain that redemption of living again, even with all of those hurts, all of those disappointments, all of those childhood traumas, is getting to that point. You are at a very good point because you recognize.
I'm very honest with
myself.
I'm always self-reflecting.
So now you have to connect with a therapist or a counselor or someone that can navigate, because it's always something deeper than what we actually speak. Okay.
See, my thing is, I'm gonna say this. So we have a panel of a bunch of therapists and psychologists, which I appreciate. And I'm hoping that maybe this will help someone else that's not being honest with themselves. You understand what I'm saying? Because some people are not being honest, that they are still holding on to not being able to trust and fully be whole and release these things. I'm always striving to let go and forget. I'm always like, listen, I'm good. I'm the one that usually like, I still love you. I forgive you. But there's something in this last one that's holding on to me to where I just can't shake yet. You get what I'm saying? And I've never had it to this degree. And so you have to look at it like, for me, it's like, what is it that I need to learn from this thing? Not so much, okay, let me go back into why this, I just need to know what is it that I need to learn so that this can stop happening. And so I'm just saying, like, since you guys are a panel of therapists here today and psychologists and psychiatrists, what suggestions do you have for me?
Okay, let me ask you a question really quick. Okay. Have all your mates cheated on you, or is it just particular ones?
Not all of them, no.
Okay. What is the difference between the ones that did cheat and what's the ones that didn't cheat?
I can't say my ex-husband cheated. I never caught him.
I know. What I'm saying is, what is the difference between the ones that did cheat and the ones that didn't cheat?
What's the difference? They weren't my husbands.
No. Well,
besides, you're not your husband.
That's what I'm asking. In other words, there's
a difference in the dynamic.
Why did the other dynamic cheat, and why didn't your husband cheat?
What accused about their personalities and their relationships, and versus the ones that did cheat on you?
To be honest, they all remind me of each other.
Remember that segment on social media about red flags?
They all remind me of each other. I do attract the same type of guy.
And normally
that's part of it.
The same type of men because you never healed from the first man.
In other words,
about that is, I'm very relatable. I always relate back to myself. The reason why I attract certain men because I was still holding on to why I didn't have my husband. Okay, so I tend to attract. that because that's what I knew. It was familiar to me.
Mm-hmm. That comfort level.
Okay.
Actually, what it comes from, and this is something that we talk. Well, Herbert knows we talk about this all the time. It's called an imprint. Okay.
Yep.
If you're picking the same kind of guy, and guys do the same thing, so it's male and female. If you're picking the same kind of mate over and over and over again, okay, there's a common denominator between them all because they're all basically the same. So this is the kind of guy that you like, and they come with all the same kind of attributes of each other because that's why you pick them. Okay.
Right.
So some guys you caught, some guys you didn't catch. Okay.
Right. I always reference the story of how I had the pregnancy scare when I was 30, and I took a 6-year sabbatical from dating. Just what BGS pointed out. I had to break the cycle of the women that I chose and why I chose them. And when I did that, it was an epiphany into why I should select a different type of women. Ever since then, I've never had problems dating.
6 years.
6 years. I kid you not. 6 years.
But then, wouldn't that mean you would be down in a relationship then?
I'm sorry. Say that again, Shanice.
He's still saying.
Wouldn't that mean that you would be settled down and found your mate already?
Right. Since you know now.
That's not necessarily true because what the thought process is this: that if you're set that you're going to meet a female who's ready to bed down with you. I was never looking to have kids, so if a woman was looking to have kids, she was never going to be able to align with me. So the type of individual that I was looking to marry, well, first and foremost, one, need not to have children that are dependent upon her, and two, and this is extreme, but this is just me, she can't conceive. That's just out. She's gone. She's not even for me to consider. So what I'm looking for is very narrow in terms of a particular relationship with a particular woman. And being now that I'm older, it's even more narrow. And I'm content with living my life in that particular manner. This is why when people talk to me about, well, you'll never find a mate. I'm 50. Doesn't bother me. Statistically speaking, I have a foot in the grave, so I'm content with living like I am. It's not going to bother me one way or the other. And that's what a lot of people don't get comfortable with is themselves. And when you can't get comfortable with yourself, you'll never be comfortable with anyone else.
So,
but also you left out one thing too.
Me starting
left out one thing. He said also.
I'm gonna take a
break.
I don't like that
put the grave earlier.
Me starting.
Herb said earlier that he's a very selfish person.
Well, y'all can at the same time.
Yeah, I know.
When you stated foot in the grave, that sounds like you're bitter. And you're like, okay, I'm just gonna settle with whatever I got.
Men are different. Men are different.
You didn't listen to what I said. I said, statistically speaking, I have a foot in the grave, meaning that the life expectancy for a black man is about 63, 64 years old, which means conceivably I have about another 14 years to live, according to the statistics. That's what I said.
Is that the 2021 statistics?
Yeah, actually, the black male statistics actually got lower in 2021.
With COVID?
So I guess this
well, my dad just turned 77.
Well, that happens. This is average. Okay.
The average. And now I've been a troublemaker.
Smart ass. Words are important. Average, ma'am. Average.
I'm good with what I say. Trust me.
Not maximum. Average.
Herb left something out of
I just asked if it was 2021 edition.
He also stated earlier
that he's selfish.
He's
and
content.
I think that's a key. That's a key in being in a relationship. If you're a selfish person, that's going to cut a lot of people out of your life too. And that's going to keep you single.
I'm hearing this, and I have no issue with, not that it would matter, but I have no issue with what Herb is saying. However, when you hear women say the same thing, we get so much flack. A woman can't say, I'm content, I'm happy by myself, yada, yada, yada. No, you're not.
Bitter, scorned, and
you're going to try alone.
Yeah.
I would ask you this question.
Why y'all like that? Because y'all so bitter and scorned. That's why y'all by yourself like that.
There you go.
But I would ask you this question. I would ask you this question.
Single, settling on people that just want oral fixation.
I would ask you this question. What man is
pass her on to me.
But I would ask you this question.
Girl.
You ain't got to do nothing but lay back.
That's right. That's it. That's it. That's it. With a pillow and a cool drink.
But I would ask you this question. What man is telling you that? Because me personally, I'm not moved by what a woman does. Whatever a woman does, she does. I'm not here to police her and what she does. A lot of men will say that because they can't find a woman. Me, I have absolutely no problem. So if a female says she doesn't want to have kids, she doesn't want to be married, she wants to do her, do you, sweetheart. I'm going to cheer you. I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader. But I don't want to hear you say that there's no good men out there, because generally that's what it comes back around to, is women will say, I'm like this because there are no good men. So you're kicking the can down the road just so you can pick it up later and have it. That I won't tolerate.
So you're just dating to date. You're not looking for anybody to settle down with. You're just dating.
No, that's not necessarily true. I'm just not pressed for it.
Gotcha.
You have some people that'll live their life for it. Me, I'm just living my life, and whatever comes down the road, if I could use it and it aligns with what I want and it serves my purpose, we can get together. If we can't, I'm moving on. I'm not time to sit there and pout about it.
Gotcha.
That's right. You tell them, Herb. Ain't going for no
I'm confused, but it's okay.
You confused? No.
You know that's right.
No, not you.
So to come back on what
I don't believe it.
was
She's lying.
on women's intuition, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 other women on the panel. You guys don't have women's intuition?
Everybody has intuition.
Hold on, I wasn't asking about you. I was asking the other 3 women on the panel.
Well, no, we all agreed that we did.
I don't know if I would say women intuition. I would say that's just a human intuition.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what BGS is saying.
Okay, I'm addressing the women here.
It's just like Lakia described. Sure. My kids be doing something and I'm like, what's really going on? Let me go investigate.
You get a feeling.
Or, okay, my kids are grown now, so I'm not on the child level, but as grown adults, I think something's wrong with this child over here. Let me go dig a little deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And come find out, they got something going on. They stressed out, and it's like, okay, talk about it. We're family. We could figure something out. Or, like you said about having the feeling to make a call and just keep blowing up the phone and finding out that somebody was in a bad accident. I think when you have a strong connection with people, you're going to have an intuition about them.
Right.
Connection.
So a lot of time, I bring that up because a lot of times in a lot of different relationships, it wasn't just, like boyfriend, girlfriend type. There's many different dynamics and relationships and stuff like that. But a lot of times when I had an intuition or a gut instinct, I call it women's intuition, and I tried to ignore it, that's when I found out I should not ignore my intuition.
I agree. I don't think we should.
And that's when I found out the most, when I had a gut feeling and I followed my gut feeling. Sometimes it takes a couple months because I'm stubborn and hard-headed. I don't want to believe. But my mama always told me, if you go digging for the truth and you find the truth, be at the time of your life where you are able to accept the truth of what you find. So a lot of times I wasn't ready to find the truth, and that's why I didn't go digging or asking around or digging into my sister's relationship, because I knew something was going on with her or stuff like that. So I got you.
And I'll agree with that. That's something that I'm careful with. If I know I'm not going to act on it, I'm not going to go digging for nothing. So if I know I'm gonna act on it.
Yeah. Basically, the intuition is in your feminine, right? So over the past 5-6 years, I've trained men to tap into that because it is all human beings have it. Women are actually born with that connection to their so-called their feminine side or their intuition, because the intuition is your emotions. Your emotions are actually tapped into everything. It's actually connected to everything. Your conscious mind is not, for a very good reason, because if it was, then it would overwhelm you. So the thing is that women are actually born because women are really born, with their brains connected that way to be tapped into their emotions. Men are not, for a very good reason, because it's the masculine body. So men have to be trained into having a conversation, what I call which is a technical term called their anima, which is their female side, where their intuition lies. And everybody has it because everybody has a little voice, okay, that tells them to go right, go left, go right, go left. The thing is, men, because they're logical, don't know how to listen to it or actually tap into it. Soldiers that have been on the battlefield are very tapped into their so-called women's intuition, to their female intuition, because that keeps them alive.
It sure does. I've been there.
Oh, you were a soldier?
Yeah, I was in Iraq, and it sure does.
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting.
So I've taught guys how to because I tell guys, if you really want to understand a woman, especially, right, you really got to tap into your female side, so your female side can actually translate what woman's saying, because women for them 9 times out of 10 don't speak logic. That's like when I was listening to her talk about her trust issues, right? I'm listening to her. I'm saying she's not really listening to herself, okay? She's always had them. I said, but she's talking, right? But not only is she's talking, but the thing is, she's not listening to herself and what she's saying, right? This is a pattern that starts. That's why I asked her, when did it start? Because it didn't start with just that guy, your husband, or whatever. When did it start? And she went all the way back. She realized, okay, it started really early. And I've always had them. What you're doing is carrying those trust issues from relationship to relationship to relationship without ever fixing them or coming to some kind of conclusion or how to handle them. That's what.
No, that's not. I'm telling you that. Like you see, I'm being very transparent.
Yeah, I know.
I totally changed my behavior. He can honestly say to you that I
tried.
Right, I did not entertain. I did it. I did it. And the moment I was told, as you said, we have intuition to go see the truth of the matter. I operated out of that. I didn't operate out of my emotion. I did not operate out of my just like being inquisitive. I operated out of that voice saying to me, go see the truth of this matter. I knew what I was going to see.
You knew you did.
You did. I knew what I was going to see. Yeah. I knew it. And
you got that upset stomach, huh?
You knew it. You knew it.
I just knew it. And I was like, when I pulled up and when I turned on that light, and they was laying there bucket naked, real talk.
Bucket naked.
Oh, wait, so you actually went in? You
in the house, I had a key. Yes, ma'am. Walked in there, turned on the light.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But I can tell you, when you said you had trust issues, he did everything to do was put those trust issues to sleep by giving the code to his phone, giving key to his house, other kind of stuff. Put your trust issues. So basically, he made your trust issues dormant. They were still there.
Right.
He just made them dormant because I said, when you said what he did, okay, this is what he did. I said, okay, I know what he did.
He just did what he needed to do to try to basically
to calm him down,
to put her trust issues to sleep. It's called game. It's called game. Which I said is a very good game. That's slick.
Or it's called a social pattern.
I got a question.
If I had walked in that house and he was by himself, then that's trust issues. That would have been I was dead wrong.
It's still trust issues.
Trust issues. It was not
trust issues.
It's still trust issues. It's just what you
I was told to go to that house.
You still have them.
It was not what?
You still have trust issues.
No, I do now. Yeah.
No, you had them before.
No,
when did they stop?
They never left.
They never left. They never left. See, that's what I'm talking about. She's not listening to herself.
No.
No, you're not. I don't think you're not. I think you're not understanding what she's saying.
I understand what she's saying. I understand what she's saying.
Let me say this to you. I gave someone my trust. I did not operate how I was normally operating. With the person that has trust issues. So I chilled. I was like, okay, I'm letting you do you. I'm doing me, you doing you, and we're doing it together. And he's saying to me, and we were having a conversation before I went to bed. He was like, we're good. I love you. Ain't no problems with us. Da 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 da. Everything, don't worry about it. And I'm like, okay, because it was unusual that he wanted to go home. And I was like, okay, I'm going to bed.
Can I ask you a question?
That's where he made his mistake.
Can I ask you a question? An alcoholic has been drinking for 40 years, right? And stops drinking. Are they still an alcoholic?
Yes.
You're always in recovery.
And always in recovery. Same thing with trust issues. The same thing.
Bingo.
So
that is not her fault, though.
I didn't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That keep cheating.
It doesn't matter.
People, places, and things make you relapse.
He thought I was not going to find out, and I found out.
You found out. Okay.
How long were y'all together before this happened?
Say it again.
How long were y'all together before this happened? Because y'all.
About a month.
How long were y'all dating?
A month.
A month.
So this was a month into the relationship.
Oh yeah, you should have. Well, that should have been a red flag right there.
Yeah.
A month into the relationship, the trust was gone.
No.
Because
so she was already feeling.
She healed her trust issues in a whole month.
Right, thank you.
No.
That's why I asked the question.
I mean, that's not really funny.
You're not getting.
I mean,
no, it's real. No, it's real. Is because she's not listening to herself.
And within probably the first 2 weeks, because he gave her the code, and then he stopped the code, right?
No, he didn't.
Not at that time. Not at that time. No, I forgave him. I forgave him and took him back.
Oh, you forgave him after catching him with the woman.
That's why you don't do that.
Why?
Because so, and people can probably judge this, but I'm gonna share this with you.
Share it.
I am like this.
I think everybody.
I understood that in his life when we met, he was still getting over a previous relationship, and I understand how sometimes. And that's why I'm not jumping in any more relationships. I'm chilling because I know if you're not over your previous, you still linger in there. You're still trying to figure that out. And he jumped in something with me before he figured that out. And so I gave him the benefit of the doubt of saying, okay, did you figure it out? And he said he figured it out. So he said he was done with her. And I said, okay. And I forgave him. And I said, okay. You understand what I'm saying?
After you called him, you said that.
So then did he cheat again? How did it end up ending? Why did it end?
Well, I did not catch it. No, he didn't cheat again. I just his movements.
She couldn't trust him.
You just no longer felt
and in other words, the trust issues popped back up, and so the old pattern started, and so then she had to let him go.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's what it is. It never got healed. No, he just triggered it. You know, she was really trying. She was really trying to get over her trust issues, right? By doing this, and basically, he put her trust issues to sleep by giving them. Okay. If I'm a Mac, right, and she says she got trust issues, how am I gonna put her trust issues to sleep? Okay, baby, here's my phone code, right? Here's the key to my house. Here's my number. Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna move. Because I've seen players do this. I'm gonna move to the point where she can trust me, right? So I'm gonna put a trust issue to sleep. There's always a hole. There's always a hole where I can actually get whatever I'm gonna get in. Okay, and that's what he did. So I when I listened to her, I said, okay, I know what he did. I know what he did because she said
that people know that this is going on. Because people are doing these things, and people are what? Are you not telling people?
80% of people cheat, baby. It's not new.
Well, it's new to someone that's never have experienced it before. It's new.
You never caught them.
Yeah.
That's all. You never caught them.
That's all it is.
That's the difference.
That,
it's not they didn't do it. You just didn't catch them.
Some people I did.
And after a month, only
Some
after
you
a
do.
month, so that means
Every
that
one of them was caught.
he probably did good holding out a month before you caught him.
Yeah.
So that's when you caught him. That doesn't mean he wasn't doing
And he
anything
tried
before
to
that.
be faithful. He probably tried to be faithful, but he can't.
Oh, he tried not to make that same mistake.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I worked with a whole bunch of very, very good cheaters, and they taught me well about how to get away with shit. And as soon as you said, I said, okay, I know what. I know what he did. As soon as you start talking, I know what he did. But what I'm saying is that if you're truly over your trust issues, right? No matter what's pulling at you, you're gonna give that man the benefit of the doubt, no matter what, unless that situation presents itself.
That intuition.
It doesn't matter, okay? The thing is, hold on a second. Listen to me. Okay. No matter what, if you trust somebody and you're gonna live on that, regardless of what it is, 3 o'clock in the morning, no matter what you feel, you're gonna stay your ass in bed, okay?
No, because just like you said, the people in the Army learned how to use their intuition. Men even learn. You had to teach men how to use their intuition.
There you go.
So what I'm saying to you is that my intuition, the Sherrod told me something ain't right. Go check on it.
But you didn't live. You did not live on what. You did not live out what you're gonna say. I'm not gonna go. No matter what, I'm not gonna go through his phone. I'm not going to check up on him. And guess what you did? You went back. Hold on a second. But you went back on what. It's not about what he did, right? You went back on what you said that you were going to do. That's what you did. No matter what it is, okay? You can believe that he's not answering the phone and he could have been out. He could have been banging 15 chicks. The thing is, you said that you were not going to fall back into this pattern. And guess what you did?
Trust him.
Yeah.
You're gonna trust him.
You fell back in the pattern. So it's not about him.
No,
you did not give him the benefit of the doubt.
I didn't say. I said that I have trust issues. I didn't put it on nobody else.
I know, but the thing is, you did not give him the benefit of the doubt when you had that intuition.
I did because
no, you didn't.
Yes,
no,
I
you
did.
Didn't. No, you
because
didn't.
When I stopped,
but your actions dictate that you did, because like he's saying, you wouldn't have followed through on that. You just left it alone.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm telling you right now, when the thoughts tried to come before that situation happened, to look at his phone. I said, I'm not looking at his phone.
Exactly. Yeah.
When the thought came before to say, just anything, like another thought would come about something else, I'm like, no, I'm good. I trust him. But when that intuition woke me up at 3-something in the morning,
how come you say no? I'm gonna trust it. No. How come you didn't say?
I knew that.
How come you didn't say nope? I'm gonna trust it.
Voice. It wasn't my emotion.
It doesn't matter.
It wasn't me.
It doesn't matter. You went back on it.
That voice telling me
it doesn't matter.
I go back on no.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Hey,
yes, you did.
Wake up.
I'm sitting there listening like, wow.
I mean,
I gotta get up in the morning, y'all. Come on.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, I just jumped on here because that was so interesting. But the thing is that the thing is the only person that can keep your word is you. You gave your word that you would, no matter what, give him the benefit of the doubt, and you did not. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter what. No, you did not. No, you didn't. You didn't act upon it.
Up until that point.
Up until that point, so you went back on it. Yeah.
No, I didn't. My intuition told me.
So I still won't agree with the facts is right there.
I get what he's saying. You're not acting on your intuition. If you hadn't acted on your intuition, it wouldn't have been about whether or not you caught him. It would have been about really changing yourself.
Yes.
It needed to come out that he was cheating, for your good, right?
Right.
But to get past your feelings of insecurity, your trust issues, I kind of get what he's saying. So if you vow to yourself, I'm going to be different this time, be different all the way through. And when it comes out, it's going to come out anyway. And it's like, dude, you're done. Number one, if he started moving different, I wouldn't have to catch him.
Just move on. Get out of it.
Exactly.
Get out of it.
So it's kind of like, so you talk about intuition and trusting your intuition. You knew he was moving different.
You ain't have to go check on them. Check out.
But you know how that is. You can't. I don't know if anybody else experienced. I don't know if I could check out without having evidence.
Yeah, I'm the same way as with you. I want confirmation that my intuition is on point.
Right. When I was younger, I was right with where you are, what you're saying about, because I didn't want to just, well, you know, I don't know for sure. I feel like it's true, but I don't know for sure. Without confirmation, I don't want to make a move.
But it's
I'm way past that. If I don't like the way you move in your history, I don't. I could be totally wrong. You might not be cheating. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm no longer comfortable in the relationship. Yeah. I need to move on.
I need to move on. Yeah.
But then even after she confirmed it and all that discomfort, she accepted him back. Right.
Because it was familiar.
In the uncomfortable situation.
Yes.
It couldn't have been too familiar because it was only a month.
She was comfortable.
It could have been too familiar.
She really wanted to believe in him because she really wanted to change.
Right.
She really wanted to change. But if you had not caught him, you might still be with him, and no matter what he did, okay, you would start healing yourself. The thing is, how do you start healing yourself? You have to change. You have to break the pattern. It's like an alcoholic, okay? You have to break the pattern of what you've been doing most of your life. If you don't, guess what? You're gonna fall right back into it, and you just fell right back into it. Okay, that's what you did.
And you know, my thing is,
rolled over back in that fetal position. And went back
and toughed it out.
But no, I'm like this. Yeah, I like to have my proof. I'm like that. I have to have my closure.
It means you don't trust them.
And the two is. And like I said, I do have trust issues.
You said you like to have your closure.
If you have to have proof, that means you don't trust.
The thing is, the thing is, me too. My other thought was that something else that he said. I lost my thought that quick, but it's just like, for me, I just need to. I know I need to heal. I'm striving. I will, again, with the next relationship. My hope is that I will. I still gonna probably be the same. I'm gonna still want to still have to earn my trust, and I think I gave my trust too freely.
Let me ask you this. So are you gonna the next person? Are you gonna expect the key?
No, I didn't ask for it. I didn't ask for it.
It's
I didn't ask for it. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I didn't ask for any of that. He gave it to me freely.
Yeah, he's good.
He was trying to prove himself to me.
Yeah, he was.
You know that he's a changed man. He was, that he doesn't want. He's trying to be committed.
After a month.
And so I'm okay. That's what I wanted to go into. I am a person that like to believe, like hope for the best in the person. I am. I don't think of the worst of the person. So why am I going to give much? Why am I even bothering talking to them if I'm not hoping for the best? You know what I mean?
Can I give you BGS's 6 rules for a relationship? And this is coming from a guy.
Almost 1 a.m.
Okay, I'll do this real quickly I'll do it real quickly because I've been around people, like thousands of people, man, and they all cheat. Most people cheat, right? My 6 points for my woman, right? Okay, take care of me, take care of my household, and take care of the relationship, right? Okay, I know that people get tempted, right? I tell for my women, don't come back with no attitudes, don't come back with no babies or diseases, right? You do that, I don't see it, guess what? I'm not gonna worry about you. As long as you're taking care of me and what I need in my relationship, you're making me feel good, and basically what I need you for is done, okay? If you slip, you slip, okay? That's on you. I don't worry about what you're doing when you're not there.
But I hope you stick by those same ones.
I do.
But see, what y'all have to understand is that comes with time. That's why I don't feel the need. That's why I don't feel the need to check up on a woman that I'm dating, because if she's doing something, that's on her, not
on her, not me. As long as she respect, because I've been with guys that have been married. I've been around guys that have been married like 40 years, right? And they had a bunch of side chicks, right? and they've been married and they maintained the marriage, right? Because guess what? The utmost thing is that they respected their wife and their relationship above anything else, and that's how come the marriage lasted, right? So my thing is I've seen so much that I know that people slip. The thing is, what is most important to me is that woman doesn't cheat, or that woman is the woman that I wanted to be in my relationship. If she respects the relationship, whatever she does on the outside, I hopefully I never find out. And if she's good enough, especially women, I will never find out. Okay. I don't want to find out.
Respect in a relationship?
Huh?
Because how is that respect in your relationship if they're out there cheating?
What he's saying is, if he doesn't see it, hear it, or feel it, it doesn't exist. So he would never know or feel it. So what he thinks is his relationship is straight.
Yeah. So what if you? Okay, then let me ask you this question: if you have an intuition,
I would never.
If you have an
subscribe to that,
I mean, tap into the intuition.
I mean, you wouldn't subscribe.
How would you know?
Or hear it or feel it. You wouldn't know.
It wouldn't. How would you know? If he's good, exactly. How would you know?
You wouldn't know.
After a while, women find out everything, I think.
Yeah. Because guys get sloppy. Most guys
get caught. He said unless you slip.
Most guys, 90% of the time, most guys get caught is because they don't care anymore. 9 times out of 10. And all the guys I've talked to, they said they got caught with this, that, and the other girl. I said, okay, when did you want to get out of a relationship? And they go, what? I said, okay. I said, did you keep the woman that you were cheated with after you got a relationship? No, because you wanted out. Because you got sloppy. Okay? You got sloppy. Same thing with a woman, especially a woman. If a woman gets sloppy and she gets caught 9 times out of 10, there's some part of her that wants out. There's too many guys that got away with it for years, right? For years. It's because they didn't want to get divorced, so they kept everything tight. So what if you catch somebody, that means they got sloppy, that they really didn't care. If a guy is not going to give you a key to this house and cheat at home, that doesn't make any sense. That's sloppy.
I agree.
No, it's like you said at first. That was game.
I knew it was game. When after a month, you should have known that was game. He can give you a key after how many weeks did you know him before he gave you a key? How many weeks?
About a month.
About a month. Okay.
That's a red flag.
Would you give a man a key to your house after a month?
It's never crossed my mind. No.
No.
So would that be a red flag if a woman did?
Oh yeah.
If a woman did, why would it? Whoa, shit! Hold on. Why would it be a red flag if you guys think you guys are monogamous and in a committed relationship? And you want to build something
after a month?
Yeah. Why would it be?
You don't even know him.
Answer the question.
Me personally, because I have to establish he's not a serial killer first.
You don't have. There's not enough
serial killer eyes ever. But I guess you got any bodies in the backyard
to give somebody access to your household after a month is way too soon. Yeah,
I agree. I'm just asking what would
That's why. In other words, maybe a year, but not a month. That's a red flag.
And think about it. How many times have you seen that person in that month?
You don't know a person that well.
How many times have you seen that person in a month to even feel comfortable enough to give them a key?
Every single day.
I'm not giving nobody.
I ain't spending time every single day with no damn body.
Now,
I guess
I disagree with that. At this point in my life, my age, I just paid off my mortgage too. I ain't giving you no key to my house.
I know. Okay.
You gonna ring the doorbell?
That's right, in that.
Exactly. So let me ask you: if somebody gave you a key to their house after a month, would that be a red flag to you?
Yes, that's a red flag, and I'm not gonna take it. I don't want no key to your house.
Exactly.
To me, that would, I guess, from my perspective, being in the military for 12 years, like things move a little different in the military. You get to know each other a little faster in the military. You guys all got to work together. You guys are all going through the same thing, the same emotions, especially when you're deployed. Don't look at me like that, Willie.
There's a lot of abuse in
the
military.
In the military, I think it is a lot different because you get to know each other in a different way.
I got one phrase. I got one phrase called Westpac widows.
Yeah, I was.
In other words, that's the more cheating goes on in the military than any place else.
I mean, I mean, I'm not going to dispute that, because I know my cousin was a married civilian, and her husband was deployed, and she cheated, and I didn't condone that, and now we no longer speak after about 15 years. Yeah, I don't. But
very common.
I mean, between men and women, just like in relationships, I don't know. It's more common when they're married.
It takes so much time to get to know someone. You're collecting data. So which means you have to be around their family, you got to be around their close friends, you have to be around them, because we all act different around the different groups that we're with. So I'm just not going to be that comfortable. And people are crazy as heck right now. I'm not going to be that comfortable to say, right, baby, I'll be home in a couple hours. You can go ahead and let yourself in. No.
See, I've given my key, but I needed somebody to walk my dog.
Identity. I still
That's
feel
different.
Like that
how long did you take before you trusted them with your key?
I never.
It wasn't.
No, I'm talking about with her.
It wasn't even
young lady down here.
I gave my key because I needed somebody to walk my dog.
How long did it take?
But how long before you gave him?
It was less. I think I knew him for about 6 months. I needed him to come in my house to walk my dog.
Would you have a relationship with him?
What made you trust him enough to give him your key to do it though? What made you trust him
because you were going to be
Because my dog is 140 pounds and he.
What I'm saying is, what make you trust him enough to do that? Though?
Yeah, what made you trust him though? Why would you have found somebody else? But what about him?
I have cameras. That's the person who I was in a relationship with.
So you really didn't trust him, but you needed someone to let the dog out, take the dog out.
I guess you
really
say
didn't
that.
trust him. Right.
Well, no, I trusted him enough to come to my house and let my dog out.
There has to be a certain level of trust for her to do that.
Yeah, Right.
But I'm saying,
in other words, it wasn't.
But I will say I had security behind it.
And would you have trust?
Extra level of confidence.
Yeah.
Right.
Number one, you felt a certain level of trust with him, and in addition to that, you felt like you had all these security measures as well.
Yeah. But the thing is, it wasn't after a month, though, was it?
No, 6 months.
You know, this is my thing. That was the first time that had ever happened.
Yes.
And
He's
so
done it before.
A lot of it was very unusual.
He's done it before. I can tell you, he's done it before.
There you go.
Like, maybe he trusted her.
I'm taking it. You didn't give him
he knew it worked.
It does work. It does work though. He said, "Oh, she got trusted. I know how to get around this." Yeah.
Right.
No, for me. It was the first. It was the first, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you fell for it.
You know, something uncommon.
He fell for it. Yeah, he fell for it. It's all right. Yeah.
And that's what
you never go to his house without him knowing.
I don't feel no way about. I'm not.
No, you shouldn't.
About it. I'm not feeling any regrets about it. Like I said, everything is a learning situation for me.
Yeah.
But my main thing is I'm learning, and I want to learn what I'm supposed to learn from this, and that by God's grace, it will never happen again.
If your trust issues aren't gone, you need to fix them.
So how do we go about trusting a man?
You set your boundaries and you set your boundaries. Okay, you set your boundaries. Anything outside these boundaries don't matter.
Right.
Because you can never 100% trust a person. Period.
Right.
Male or female.
Trust the person. You got to trust yourself.
With that being said, there is something I wanted to add, because Lakia said, she needed closure. Closure is a man-made concept. There's no such thing as closure. You go looking for closure, you're only going to come up with more questions. It never closes it.
I don't agree with that.
You have to find peace within yourself. There is no closure in another person.
No.
And because and I don't want to get biblical, but I'm going to say the Bible said put no confidence in man.
True.
Mm-hmm.
That's because true. We are all flawed. And
in many ways.
Daily. Okay?
In many ways.
I used to say, when me and my ex divorced, I was like, I just need him to tell me if he slept with her. I need him to tell me because I need closure.
So is that considered closure?
I thought about that after
Yeah, because the question in their mind.
Because that question open mind. Yeah, open
Right.
question.
You think.
To create
Right.
more trauma and
You think it's gonna make you feel better, but
Because
it doesn't.
it's important to you.
I just need to know, and then I'll have closure.
Right.
Okay, so then you
It's
find
been wrecking
out,
your
and you
brain.
got 5 more
And
questions.
you don't have closure anyway. You don't have closure anyway.
Because now you got 5 more questions.
Yeah.
So why?
That's
What was it about
Why did
her?
you do her? Exactly. Why her? Why you do that to me? It was not enough. What did I do wrong?
Right.
You're gonna have a whole bunch of another list.
You don't. In other words, you don't trust yourself because you don't trust yourself. That's all it is. In other words, and I've walked away. I've walked away from women that were moving differently, and find out 5 years later that they cheated or whatever they did, and said, you know what, it really doesn't matter. Okay, at the time,
Right,
I felt that you did, and what I thought the way you were moving, I didn't like, so that's why I left. Okay, so what you did or what I improved doesn't matter. I don't care. Okay, you did this.
Well,
Blah. You had to deal with.
Giving closure is
But
like
you have to move
forgiveness.
on.
Forgiveness is more for you than it is for the individual. Okay? Because you gotta be able to forgive yourself and accept that forgiveness and move on and heal.
I guess
Not
I
gonna
need
get
to
the closure,
closure.
and I'm always a model
Without trying to get
open
answers, though.
myself up to somebody to rely even more.
Therapy's not bad.
That's why you don't try to get answers, because when you try to get answers, it leads to more questions.
Right.
So by saying, okay, I'm just going to walk away, and I'm gonna,
sometimes it's a way to heal.
Yeah,
it is not a way to heal.
I disagree with that.
It's up to you. You can heal with 30 seconds after you leave that person if you want to. That's up to you. If you want to keep that attachment because you need to answer this one little question, that's up to you. The thing is, it's not about what that person did. The thing is, can you free yourself from that feeling and let it go? Let it go.
And when I get the answers to my questions, then I can let it go.
Answer.
You ask one question and it generates 7
That's
more.
why God made everybody different, because we all think differently and we all add a piece to the pie. We all keep the wheel moving.
In other words,
I'm saying people think differently and we deal with different situations. How we can deal with it? How we feel comfortable dealing with it?
This is come from a lot of great Buddhist teachers and a lot of esoteric teachers, right? How do you heal faster, right? How do you get over whatever you're going to get over, whether it's a death, whether it's a relationship? How do you get over it faster?
I imagine everybody is dead. If I don't deal with you, I imagine you dead. I can't talk to you. Ain't no way.
Yeah, we can do that. Well, that's a quick way.
That's your way.
That's your way to do it.
You know,
move on.
I was told you act as if they never existed. Like, as if it never existed.
But it takes a certain type of mindset to do that
Anybody,
too.
family, friends.
It takes a certain type of mindset.
Yeah,
the quickest can do that either.
This quickest way, and I found this out like maybe 35 years ago, right? Listening to a Buddhist teacher, right, about meditation, right? He says the quickest way to get over some kind of pain is not to try to get rid of it, right? Is learn how to carry it. If you carry whatever it is, with a breakup, a relationship breakup, a death, the thing is that what most people try to do is get rid of it, which you can't, right? The thing is how to carry it, learn how to carry that weight with you, because it's only going to make you stronger. If you learn how to carry it, you get over it faster, and that's very true. So in other words, if somebody hurt you, or you had a relationship breakup, or somebody did something to you, okay, I'm like he actually said, there's places in your body that you can actually feel it, right? Okay, when I feel this person, this is going to be here, so I know what it is. And I'm going to get stronger enough to actually learn how to carry it. And believe it or not, that's the quickest way to get over a hurt or pain or a relationship. Yeah.
You know, as Officer Faulkner is keen to state, said, God, you know, don't ask God for a lighter load, pray for a stronger back.
Stronger back, yeah.
Yeah.
So the
always
quickest
said the quickest way to get over it is Stop caring.
Get under
about
somebody else.
But learn
Stop
how
caring
to
about it.
care.
You got to carry it. Yeah, exactly. And exactly. When I break up, when I had long-term relations, when I break up with it, whatever she did doesn't matter, right? When I said I'm leaving, that's it. So whatever she did previously in their relationship, it doesn't matter anymore. I'm not going to carry it to the next relationship. It doesn't matter what you did. Okay, baby, you know, we did what we did. Well, I don't normally. The thing is, they always try to come back, right? The thing is, okay, whatever you did, okay, you can apologize if you want to. You don't have to apologize if you don't want to. The thing is, whatever you did, this is the break. I'm gonna leave it behind, and I'm gonna say, you know, whatever it is that you did, I'm gonna forgive you right now, up front, and I'm just gonna go on to the next relationship. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm not gonna dwell on it. I'm not gonna make it important to me. I'm not gonna think about it. Whatever it is that's in the past, that way I can get rid of those bonds and free myself. I don't need closure because I've already given myself closure when I leave.
For me, it's like turning my back on that individual. I have to turn my back on that individual and then just allow myself to cycle through my emotions.
Yes. You can't do that.
All right.
And then,
all right, 1 minute left. 1 minute left on the show. I'm telling you.
All right. I'm sorry.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Y'all got 200 kids in the morning. You gotta get to sleep.
I gotta get up at 5 o'clock. No, we got to all right.
BGS drift, I understand.
I got all night long to talk. I ain't got nothing to do tomorrow.
Inbox me our talking points for next week.
Good to be on with y'all. I never got on with you guys. So I'm happy to be on.
Whatever her say.
Get over your trust issues, young lady. Stop working with them. Stop worrying about them. Whatever they do, they do. Don't worry about what the man does. Worry about how he treats you when he's with you.
Pizza time.